Alright guys, so in order to get your strict muscle up, I'm going to go over a few different exercises. I'm going to start talking about the false grip here in a second, but just bear with me for a few seconds here. The strict muscle ups are going to be in a false grip, and you're going to pull yourself over. We're talking about the ring muscle up here, and then press yourself out. In order to get that one is one of the more advanced exercises, probably one of the most advanced exercises we are doing in CrossFit. In order to get that, we have a bunch of drills we can do to kind of, especially getting that first transition, like over the rings. The press out, most people will be able to do. If you're struggling with the press out, you will be one of the, you'll be in the percentile, very, very small percentile of the people who can get over the rings but cannot press it out. And for you, this will be a little bit different. You probably don't need to spend time watching this, but for most people, they'll be struggling getting from here and over the rings. And the first thing you need to get is a false grip. When we're doing strict muscle ups, we don't just want to jump up and grab the rings. We want to jump up in what's called false grip. If you get way more technical than just this, but like the way I like to think about a false grip is just getting my knuckle over the rings. So you see, rather than just holding on like this, I'm trying to get the knuckles over, holding on like this. That's one thing. And furthermore, I want to get like my hand a little bit more towards the other hand if I keep it simple. Like, so I want to get my knuckles over and then pull them closer together. So, over and closer together, so the ring is actually going to lay right here in my hand, like that. Okay? So whenever you're doing anything, drills or trying to do strict muscle ups, we're doing it in a false grip. Okay? So for the strict muscle ups, try to find a height where you either don't have to jump super high into the ring, or you can either reach standing or just have to jump like a little bit. Again, finding that false grip, it's going to be pretty hard, especially if you have to jump high and then finding it. So find the rings where you can either reach them or a small jump. I'll show you two good grips where eventually we're trying to get to. False grip. So in order to get those muscle ups, as I showed, there's a bunch of different drills you can do too, and you can find even more. I'm going to show you a few different ones. You can pick and choose, find whatever works best for you. Maybe do all of them, do one of them one time, next time you do another one. But yeah, I'll go over a few different ones, find whatever works for you, okay? The first one I'm going to show you is a bench or a box in front of you. The rings put roughly stomach height, like below chest, above the hip. Again, you can play around with different heights of the box or bench, whatever you're using, to find whatever works best for you. Again, we're going to find that false grip we talked about. Always when you're doing these drills, holding the false grip, put your feet on here, and then literally from here, an aggressive pull over the ring. We don't care about the press out. Again, like most people don't struggle with that, so don't worry about the press out. We're solely focusing on the transition, okay? So that's one way of doing it. You can add in your hip thrust a little bit, and this will be a drill for mainly kipping. Kipping muscle up can also be used for the strict to kind of still drill in that getting over the ring transition. If you are doing a hip thrust as well, you're going to go over the hip a little bit, and you're going to assist with that hip thrust to get over the rings. Next one is going to be with a band. I'd let the rings hang in the same height, roughly that, like stomach height, below chest, above hip. Find a band that suits you, depending on where you're at in your, at what level you're at in terms of getting that string muscle up. I'm just going to use a purple one for this demonstration. I'm going to put it on the ring. You can loop it around if you want, like kind of like a tie and knot, like that on one of them. But honestly, it's not needed. So I'm just holding on to the band right here. We're going to find that false grip again. So putting it on, finding that false grip. I'm going to take the band around me. Put it on the other ring. I'm just putting it over. I'm not looping it or anything. And I'm finding that false grip. It can be a little bit tricky to get into this one here. Now I have the false grip. I have the band here. I'm going to sit in the band. And from here, I'm going to lean back. And I'm actually sitting on the band. From here, I'm going to pull over the rings. Number 3, again, I've left the rings the same height. I'm gonna grab the false grip again. This time I'm just gonna assist with my legs. So here you wanna play around with the rings, the height of the rings a little bit. False grip, I'm sitting down. From here I'm assisting with like my legs. So the more legs, the more help I need, the more I'm gonna use my legs. So I'm finding that position, pulling, getting up over the rings. So here, the more help you need, the more help from the legs you can use. You can even start using just one leg if you feel like it. And you can slowly try to get away from even using your legs, just using them at those tough points. Maybe if you have a good pull, but you just can't get over the rings, maybe you can assist a little bit there with one leg. So try to use your legs, I guess what I'm saying is use your legs as little as possible. One last thing to this one here is that like negatives. So whenever we're coming over the rings, rather than just like falling out and starting over again, try to lower yourself down slowly. So from here, down, and up again. It goes for all of the movements, all the exercises I'm showing you now. Like, rather than just getting over the rings and then just letting it go and then starting over, let's try on your way down, on your way back out of it. Try to go down slowly. So slow, 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 slow. Doing negatives is a completely different thing, but just at least trying to go like fairly slow out of the whatever exercise you're doing. Last one I'll show you is a jumping progression. So again, this is going to be for the strict muscle up, but it can also be used for the kipping muscle up. It works for both. Because we are focusing on the strict right now, we're doing this with a false grip. I put the rings up in a rough shoulder height. Make sure you have a little bit of clearance so you're not banging your head into that bar over your head. I'm dropping down, holding my false grip, and I'm then jumping into it. Similar to the last one I just showed you, the more help you need, the more you just assist with your legs. So if you need a lot of help, just gonna use more. And if you almost have your strict muscle up, just use maybe one leg, come down false grip, and try literally to pull your weight over with just your arms and your lats rather than using your legs. So that's it. That's strict muscle up aggression here. In the program, we will have designated like some rest for you, like how many you're gonna do if you are doing negatives. I just showed you like a little bit of tutorial right now how like you can do them. You pick and choose. So like again, you can pick multiple. Like I'm not gonna tell you exactly. We aren't gonna tell you exactly what to do. You're literally just going to pick whatever you feel is best for you. Try them out. Maybe again on Mondays you're doing one thing. If it's on the program again next Monday, maybe you do another one. Okay. So it's up to you how you're playing around with this. You can't go wrong with this. We're just trying to get closer and closer to your strict muscle up, and by getting stronger, like that's the way to get it.